Good afternoon from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today I'm very excited to share with you this 2002 Porsche 911 Carrera 4 Cabriolet. This 911 is currently showing just over 44,000 original miles, and if you would like to see a high-resolution, detailed photo set, please reference the listing at alphacars.com. There, of course, you will also find a free included Carfax report, alongside a long list of technical data related to the vehicle's remaining tire and brake life, as well as individual readings from each panel using our paint depth gauge. But today I'll take you on a quick condition overview around both the interior and the exterior, as well as going over some of the more interesting features. So starting here on the exterior, of course, it's finished in this absolutely gorgeous metallic gray paint scheme. You can see looking directly into the sunlight today, the paint is in really nice condition. It's clearly been very well cared for by its prior owners. Looks absolutely beautiful. You can see once you get into the shade, you get this really nice rich reflective quality in the paint as well. Let's make our way down the side of the vehicle and looking for any dings, dents, or scratches. Looking for any irregularities in the way that light reflects off the panel. And to my eye, I haven't spotted anything here on the driver's side. It looks very good. Now, looking here at these beautiful wheels. Excellent condition, a nice bright silver paint scheme with some metallic in there as well that boosts that contrast from the darker gray paint. You can see just a little bit of a nick there right around 12 o'clock, but very minor, and this is just about the only position you would ever see it. You can see the brakes look fantastic, and those nice bright silver brake calipers shine beautifully as well. Continental tires are in great shape. Front wheel looks great as well, despite a little bit of wear on that center cap Porsche badge, which is extremely common. See nice drilled rotors in great condition, beautiful paint, and Porsche script on that brake caliper as well. Now moving on to the front fascia. As I mentioned before, the hood and the paint finish looks phenomenal. Headlight lenses on the 996s are very commonly yellowing and hazing and really going bad, and you can see these look about 85% to me. They look just about perfect with only minimal signs of any wear. So it's really nice to see that, because usually they have a whole yellow tinge to them. These ones still very clear, which highlights that beautiful silver accenting on the inside. Looking here at the front bumper cover, that presents beautifully as well. Absolutely zero rock chipping or scuffing or scratching anywhere, even when you get nice and close here. As you can see, that presents very nicely. Now looking here at the passenger side next up, starting here at the front wheel. No issues to report here. That's not even curb rash there, that's just a little bit of rubber that would probably wipe right off with my thumb. You can see the brake rotor on this side as well, looks great, same for the caliper. And now let's go very close to the panel yet again, looking for any dings, dents, or scratching as we pass the fuel door. It all looks phenomenal here as I make my way down the passenger side, all the way to the rear. Now lastly, we have this rear wheel in great condition. You can see no nicks or curb rash anywhere on the outer portion, and the brakes look great just the same. And quickly we'll touch here at the rear of the 911. You can see these taillight lenses are absolutely impeccable, no imperfections whatsoever. And this is my favorite 996 taillight with that split gray and clear lens on the top half and that nice red lens on the bottom half, especially on a gray car, because that top lens really blends into the paint and it almost from a distance gives the taillights almost a nice little red slit look, more like the 993 generation. You can see here on the engine cover that Carrera 4 badge finished in silver to match those wheels. Everything presents beautifully. Looking a bit lower, this rear bumper cover is in great condition. Exhaust tips on either side. Nice bright silver. Just a little bit of grime on there, a little bit of dirt, but otherwise very clean, looking good. Now, of course, I did mention this is a cabriolet, and this particular one comes fitted with this gorgeous hard top. Of course, there is also the soft top if you prefer a little bit of a ease of opening and closing the roof. But having a hardtop is always great. I love this hardtop because of how it flows into the body nicely, much like a coupe would. Usually hardtops cut off very hard at the end and leave this kind of squared off look, but thanks to the 911 with this nice slope upwards at the back, it actually flows very nicely. Looking at the condition, whenever you're looking at a convertible with a hardtop, look at the seal around the rear window. That's, of course, one thing that's a huge problem with a lot of hardtops, and absolutely perfect on this one. I'll show you that on the other side as well, just to be as thorough as possible. You can see all the way around, it looks phenomenal. The windows slot beautifully into this track. These rear windows fall backwards from the top back, from here down in this track, and they track perfectly. You see the window seal is fantastic. Looking here at the front, how it meets the windshield frame. Again, perfectly even gaps. Everything is exactly as you would hope on both sides. So in a few minutes, we will remove this hardtop so you can see the vehicle with the top off. But let's make our way into the interior of the 911 before we get that far along, because of course you'll want to see the inside of the roof, the headliner, etc. So as we make our way inside, beautiful black interior, and I will say, just getting into this car for the first time today, I was blown away at the condition of this interior. Let's start here looking at that headliner. Again, gorgeous headliner in phenomenal shape. No tears or stains or scuffs. It all just presents like a brand new coupe's interior hardtop, or pardon me, interior headliner. Looking here at the seat, 996 seats are known for wearing out on the bolsters, and this one, despite just a little bit of, creasing, no loss of color, no smushed lower bolster. This is exactly what you want to find in a 911. Looking here at the passenger seat, it looks like it has never been used. I'm sure it has been, but very seldom, I'm sure. Quick glance behind the front seat shows you these rear seats. Also, perfect condition. I say rear seats, that's quite generous. But they do look like seats, I'll put it that way. And with this little lever here in the corner, you can drop down either seat, revealing a shelf, a little parcel shelf just behind there, which is a nice little feature. Oops, pardon me. There we go. So let's make our way inside, passing over this door sill in perfect condition. You see the floor mats look great as well. Hopping inside, you can see window rolls right up into that track on the hardtop. And now we're here inside the 911. So I'll waste no time in firing it up. Of course, ignition on the left, as you would expect with a Porsche. Fires right up. I didn't show you the oil measure, but it's exactly where it should be. One other thing, 6-speed manual gearbox. That is, of course, a huge part of why you'll be looking at this particular 911. Shifts absolutely flawlessly. Very, very smooth. I'd love to see that. Looking here at the gauge cluster, if you see any flashing, that's only due to the camera's effect here. To the human eye, it's perfectly steady, perfectly fine. So gauge cluster, perfect condition. No wear on the lenses for those gauges. See if I change cameras, if it'll stop flashing like that. As you can see, perfectly fine. Gauge cluster looks great. It can be controlled via this little lever down here, and you can cycle through your different menus, etc. And, various functions of the gauge cluster. But as I mentioned, 44,000 original miles. Pardon the sun here in the camera lens. Dashboard condition is perfect. Nothing's curling up or lifting or sun dried. It all feels great to the touch, very well cared for. See if I can cover up the sun with my hand here. Looking here at the center area, those vents look great. Radio and climate control, all just there in the center. None of these buttons have worn out, except the radio buttons are slightly gummy, but that is extremely common. The volume knob looks great. This knob has just sat a little bit. You can see your power outlet just there, as well as some, the door locks and such. Again, excuse this sun, it's quite tricky today. Looking down into the center console, a little bit of storage, as well as your heated seats, dual level for both of your front seats. Of course, that gorgeous 6-speed manual transmission, which, being a Porsche, the steering and the shifter are some of the best money can buy you. They're absolutely wonderful. You have your window controls just here, as well as an ashtray / bit of storage, but extremely clean, I don't think it's ever been used. And of course the e-brake, which is very tight, clearly very well maintained. This is from the downward position, and then to get the car effectively parked, it's this. That is all it takes. This is very, very tight. See a little bit of storage here. Again, extremely clean in there. And as I mentioned, just a quick thing I like to show, that back window running in the track here, you can see how it slots into the roof, sealed up perfectly, so you're not going to get a whisper of wind noise or howling where you'd usually get that with hardtops. None to be found here on both sides. As you can see, cycles up and down very, very smooth. So next up, very quickly, I'm going to go around to the back and take a look at the motor, and then we'll see this vehicle with the roof removed. I'll meet you back there. All right, so now we're here at the back of the 911. I just popped the latch inside, so all I do is come around here and lift this up, revealing the 3.6 liter flat 6 engine. Taking a look at the condition in here, it's extremely clean. Engine idling very smooth, very, very clean engine bay as well, as you can see. Now, I know at first glance these engines look very crammed into here, but one thing beautiful about German engineering and Porsche especially is that to service these engines, they're so easy to work around from underneath the car. And if the engine ever needs to come out, you'd think, oh my gosh, how do you even do that? It's actually a lot easier than you would think. Servicing these cars is really a treat compared to a lot of those specialty European cars that we see here. Porsches are lovely, lovely engines. Now, looking here at the engine, one question I'm sure any 996 enthusiast will have is, how about that IMS bearing? The intermediate shaft bearing is an almost critical bit of maintenance to do on any Porsche 996 generation vehicle. Common failure point, and you always want to see that addressed. And unfortunately, this vehicle has had the IMS bearing done recently. It's all set up, full tune-up. This car runs like it just left the showroom. I'm extremely, extremely impressed with how clean and how smooth this vehicle is. But that IMS bearing is a really big piece of the puzzle here. So, next up, one last look at the vehicle with the hardtop on. And next up, we'll take a look with no top. So I'll meet you back here in just a moment. All right, so one quick thing actually before we go and show you the vehicle with the roof down. I did neglect to show you inside the Frunk, we'll call it, underneath this hood panel. It's a bit tricky with one hand, but there we go, I got it. Opening up, taking a look around the Frunk, all very clean. You do have that wind deflector, as well as some other covers and a car cover and a hardtop cover, etc. But it might just be a hardtop cover in here. But otherwise, it's very clean in the trunk. You can see spacious, and it's a great spot to keep all of these extra goodies. But you can always keep these in the garage, and then you have a massive space that can be utilized for all of the daily convenience stuff that you need, like your groceries or luggage, whatever it may be. So next up, let's take a quick look. Close the proper way by pushing on the logo. Let's take a quick look at the vehicle with the soft top and up and down, pardon me. See you in a moment. All right, so now we're back here at the 911 with the hardtop removed. It's resting just off screen there to the left, but it's on, nice little rubber pads, so there's nothing to worry about sitting over there on the parking lot. So, looking here with the soft top up, it's in phenomenal condition, as you can see. This is always the first place you want to look on a 996. Look at these two spots. Look for any, punctures or wear through. Absolutely none to be seen. That's not damaged, that's just a big old fly hanging out, but you can see roof's in great shape. Looking at the trim here up over the windows, that looks great. You can see meets the windshield nicely. This fly is really wanting to mess up my video here. So, that is it. Jeez, get out of here, buddy. With the roof up. So next, let's hop inside and show you the operation of the top. Gets me away from my nemesis outside here. So, back off the camera. Using this switch just here on the dashboard, windows will automatically retract. See the rear begins to open up. Top nice and quickly stows itself away. and latches itself into place. Light on the dash goes out. If I continue to hold the button, those windows will roll up, just to show you that that works. And it is proper that the rear windows did not also come up, and with the roof down you can't put the rear windows up, but I will drop these windows, one touch automatic, which is great. And now we'll do a quick walk around again, and I would say it's proper form here with the roof down. So these are the three ways to enjoy this 911. You can have top down, hear that beautiful 320 horsepower engine singing right behind your head. You can have the soft top, so for a drive where it might rain, might not, you have the option to put the top up and down quickly at a stoplight. And then of course the hard top, if you're bold and want to make a statement in the winter, or if you just like the convenience of a nice quiet, stiff hardtop coupe, then that's what you'll get with the hardtop. But it's really great that with this particular vehicle you can enjoy it all three ways, straight out of the box. This car comes with it all, and it all works perfectly. So if you have any further questions related to this absolutely wonderful 996 911, please reference the listing at alphacars.com, and there you will find all of the relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you from AlphaCars.